Hi, it's been a bit. Happy New Year. I know it's like 2 weeks into the new year, but I've been busy with personal projects and stuff like building this robot. Let me know if you guys would be down to see videos about engineering projects, by the way. But yeah, let's talk about iPhone battery life. So if your iPhone battery life is dying quicker than you'd like, then try out some of these tips. At the end, I'm also going to give you tips on battery health. The difference between battery life and battery health is battery life is how long your phone's battery lasts on a single charge, whereas battery health is how well an iPhone can hold its charge relative to when it was new. Chances are you'll bump into a tip you don't know about, so be sure to stick around for the whole video. And yeah, I'll tell you the tip and I'll show you how to implement that tip in settings or wherever else on the iPhone. I'm going to be on iOS 26, but the settings should be more or less the same depending on your iOS version. And they might also vary based on your iPhone model, but they generally should be pretty similar. Now, the first tip is to disable background app refresh. This is basically what the name implies. Your apps refresh themselves in the background, like they refresh their content and whatever. You can keep it on for some apps if you want, but I feel like it doesn't really make a noticeable difference for me. It doesn't really change my experience. So how you turn it off is you go into your settings app, scroll down to general, and then you're gonna scroll down to background app refresh. And you can turn it off completely, so none of your apps do it, or you can have it on just Wi-Fi, and you can go through and keep each app on or off if you want. Like for example, I don't need Subway Surf to be constantly refreshing its content in the background. I can just turn it off. Same with like Spotify. Ultrahuman, that's my Smart Rings app. So I will keep that on because I want that data to be updating in the app constantly. And you can choose to have it on Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi and cellular data. If you have it on Wi-Fi and cellular data, that's also going to drain more battery than if you just have it on Wi-Fi. So if you want to have background app refresh on, then just keep it on Wi-Fi if possible because cellular data is going to drain more battery. So next up is Siri Suggestions. Like for example, when I swipe down on my home screen, then it's going to suggest me some apps it might want me to use, right? Maybe it thinks I want to use Instagram or YouTube or WhatsApp or ChatGPT, but I low-key don't really use that. So you can turn it off and you can save a little bit of battery life because Siri won't be collecting all that data anymore. So you just go into settings again, Apple Intelligence and Siri, or just Siri if you're on an iPhone 15 or older. Scroll down all the way to here, suggestions, right? Suggest apps before searching. I don't need that. Allow notifications. I just turned honestly all of these off because this way Siri's not running in the background trying to gather data and predict what you want to do on your phone. So you're gonna miss out on like that, of course. Like you're not gonna have any suggestions from Siri or whatnot, but like for me, that wasn't that useful anyways. So I just turned them off and it also looks cleaner and nicer as well. Another thing you can do with Siri is to just turn off Hey Siri. So this way your phone's not listening for you to say Hey Siri in the background constantly. So again, you go into settings, Apple Intelligence and Siri, and you can scroll down, talk and type to Siri, and you can change how you want Siri to be enabled. So I can turn Siri off, and even if you have Siri turned off, you can still access Siri by pressing the side button or by double tapping the home bar if you're on an iPhone 15 Pro or later. But if you don't use Siri often or you don't like talking to Siri, you can just turn that feature off. For me, I'm gonna leave it on just because, why is the wallpaper still iOS 18? Me personally, I'm gonna keep Siri on just because I use Siri a lot for like timers and alarms and whatnot. But if you don't use Siri a lot or you're fine with just using Siri by pressing the side button, then you can turn off talking to Siri so it's not always listening in the background for you to say Hey Siri, or just Siri, I guess. Another thing you can turn off is keyboard haptics and just system haptics in general. So you know when you type on your keyboard, there's like that, like your phone subtly vibrates to mimic the feeling of clicking on a new keyboard. It does feel nice and satisfying, but it also uses up battery because your phone, every time you're typing, it's vibrating a little motor inside. So if you'd rather have a bit better battery life over your keyboard vibrating and stuff, you can go into settings, scroll down to sounds and haptics, scroll down to keyboard feedback, and here you can toggle sound and haptic, right? So sound is just the keyboard sound when you're like typing, and then haptic is what you want to turn off. So by turning off haptic, your keyboard won't vibrate when you're typing anymore. It'll just feel like you're typing on a screen. I have haptics turned on because it does feel nice and it's not a huge noticeable difference for me, at least on a Pro Max sized iPhone. But if you're on a smaller iPhone, like a regular Pro or a regular sized iPhone, or even a mini phone, or if you just don't care about keyboard haptics, then I recommend turning off haptics for your keyboard. And then in that same area, you also have the toggle for system haptics. So these are little vibrations that play as you use your phone to just kind of complement the experience. It's more of a quality of life detail feature than anything else. It's not really something that's going to affect the functionality of the phone. So if you're really pressed for battery life, you can turn it off. I'm gonna keep it on for now, but yeah. The next feature I want to talk about is adaptive power mode. So this is a relatively new feature for the newer iPhones, and it basically adjusts the phone's performance and how much battery it draws throughout the day based on how much battery you have remaining, or something like that. But basically you go into settings, battery, and then right here you can go to your power mode, and then here you have the toggle for adaptive power and adaptive power notifications. And right down here you have a description that says, oh, like if your battery usage is higher than usual, if you're using your iPhone more, then your iPhone can extend your battery life by adjusting how demanding the performance is. So if you toggle that on, then your iPhone will dynamically adjust its power throughout the day. And you can also have adaptive power notifications turned on if you want your phone to notify when it's in adaptive power mode. I'm gonna turn it off for now because, again, Pro Max, I'm not really pressed for battery life. Another thing that's just a general iPhone use tip, not really a setting you can change or anything, just try to use Wi-Fi when possible over cellular, especially if you have a 5G iPhone. 5G can drain your battery quite quickly, especially if you have a smaller iPhone. But if you are at home, just connect to the Wi-Fi and only really use cellular data when you're out and about, because using cellular data is going to drain your phone's battery a bit faster than if you're on Wi-Fi. So yeah, only try to turn on cellular if you really need it. The same also goes for Bluetooth. Like if you're not gonna be using it, then you can probably just turn it off so your phone's not like searching for Bluetooth connections and whatnot. And there's a right way and a wrong way to turn off Bluetooth on the iPhone. It's a little silly, but basically the wrong way is by going into Control Center and then turning off Bluetooth here. Because when you do that, it still keeps Bluetooth on, right? If we go into settings and check Bluetooth, Bluetooth is still on. And all we did was stop new Bluetooth connections. Bluetooth is still on, it's just like it disconnected from everything and it's not gonna be searching for new Bluetooth connections. But Bluetooth itself is still on. So if you wanna actually have Bluetooth turned off, you're gonna wanna go into settings, Bluetooth, and then turn off Bluetooth from the actual settings pane. And then there you go. It's a little inconvenient to have to go into settings every time, but yeah, that's what this does. It just disables Bluetooth, it doesn't turn off. But yeah, if you're strapped for battery life, turning off Bluetooth might be helpful. Next up is location settings. We're gonna go into our settings and check all the apps that are using our location, and if we don't think the app needs it, then we can turn it off, and that'll hopefully save a bit of battery life. So we're gonna go into settings, go into privacy and security, and go to location services. And now you can see all the different apps that are using your location on your iPhone. And like some of these make sense, right? Find My, sure, you can have my location. But then others like Shazam's music recognition, like I don't really need it to know my location. Like why does it need to know my location? It's just for recognizing music. So we can turn that off by tapping never. You can also nuke all the location services and turn them all off, but I don't recommend this because location services are useful for system features like weather and Find My. But you can go through this list and look through all the different apps, and if you think they don't deserve to have your location and to use your phone to track your location, then you can turn it off, save a bit of battery life. Like, let me actually look through all of this. Why does YouTube need my location? We're turning it off. Next up is having black wallpapers and having stuff in dark mode. This is applicable to any iPhone with an OLED display. So that's the iPhone 10, iPhone XS, iPhone XS Max, iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11 Pro Max, and any iPhone 12 or later. Those phones all have OLED displays. Chances are if you have an iPhone from the last 5 years, then you have an OLED display. Only exception I can think of is maybe the iPhone SE series, but every other mainline iPhone since the iPhone 12 has had an OLED display. So with phones with OLED displays, if you have a black wallpaper or a darker wallpaper, and if you're in dark mode, that's actually better for your battery life. Because with OLED displays, the color black actually just turns the pixels off. So the phone's screen needs less power because less pixels are being turned on, right? The black pixels are just turned off. Speaking of displays, there's also the always on display. If you have an iPhone 14 Pro or later, or an iPhone 17, then you have the always on display, right? And this looks cool, but it does drain your battery a little bit. Not a significant amount, but it does drain a tiny bit. Especially if you have the wallpaper option where it shows your wallpaper on the always on display, that can also drain your battery. And if you really want to have an always on display, you do have the option to turn the wallpaper off and just have the black screen plus the clock and your lock screen widgets. So it's just black instead of having your wallpaper on the always on display, which should in theory save some more battery life. So if you want to do that, you just got to go into settings, display and brightness, and then scroll down to always on display, and you can customize it right over here, right? You can fully disable it, and you can also customize it by toggling the wallpaper right over here with this toggle. Super quick and easy. You can also blur the wallpaper photo and show notifications, but that's not really relevant to battery life, so we'll leave those be. Next up is low power mode, which does a bunch of different things, like it sets your screen's auto lock to 30 seconds, right? So after you don't use your phone for 30 seconds, it'll turn itself off, and it cuts out a bunch of background tasks. And it also cuts your phone screen refresh rate down from 120 Hertz to 60 Hertz. So basically, if you have an iPhone 13 Pro or later, or an iPhone 17, you have Pro Motion, which is 120 Hertz, super nice, smooth refresh rate. Using low power mode nerfs it down to 60 Hertz, and it's gonna feel less smooth than before because it's essentially, the screen feels essentially half as smooth. It's going from 120 Hertz to 60 Hertz. And when you're used to 120 Hertz and you're going back down to 60 Hertz, the difference is quite noticeable. Like you feel like your phone is less responsive. So in a pinch, if you like really need that last bit of battery life, I think low power mode is fine, but I don't like the idea of having low power mode on 24/7 just to save a bit extra battery life because you're losing out on a pretty major feature of the iPhone. You're essentially making it feel half as smooth by nerfing the refresh rate down from 120 Hertz to 60 Hertz. The last thing you can do, which is pretty obvious, is to reduce your brightness or turn off auto brightness, right? So obviously your phone being less bright is going to use less energy, therefore longer battery life. But you can also turn off auto brightness so that if you want your phone screen to be quite dim and you want it to stay that way, you can turn off auto brightness. So if you want to disable auto brightness on your iPhone, there is a way to do it, but it's kind of buried in the settings. It's not in the display and brightness section. If you go into settings, then accessibility, then scroll to display and text size, and you scroll all the way down, then you have the option for auto brightness and you can turn it on and off. So if you have auto brightness turned off and you want your phone screen to be nice and dim, it'll stay that way until you bring that brightness back up. Because auto brightness always picks the maximum brightness suitable for your lighting situation. So if you turn it off, you might be able to save a little bit of battery life. But yeah, let's move on to some tips about prolonging iPhone battery health. First off, I'm gonna show you how to check your battery health. You're gonna go into settings, go to battery, and then you're gonna go to battery health. So here, battery health, normal, right? Maximum capacity, 100%. So basically it's performing about as good as new. Cycle count, 144. This is how many times my iPhone has used my battery's capacity. That's what it says right there. Then you get info like your manufacture date and your first use date. Think of it as mileage on a car, basically. So if your iPhone's battery health is below 80%, your phone is going to start feeling laggier and slower because it's trying to compensate for the worst battery, right? It's gonna throttle that performance, make your phone a bit slower so that it uses less energy and you get a bit more battery life. It's trying to find that balance, right? So if your phone's maximum capacity is under 80% and you think, oh, the battery life kind of sucks compared to when it was new and the phone feels so slow, you might not need a new phone, you might just need a new battery. A lot of times that's just the more cost-effective thing to do instead of buying a whole new phone. But yeah, I can't lie, battery health is one of those things I used to obsess over, and I like Google ways to like preserve it, keep it as high as possible for as long as possible. But it's really not that deep. At the end of the day, like I'm just not gonna think about it too much and enjoy my phone for what it is. Like I'm pretty sure a YouTube channel called HTX Studios ran a test on 2 iPhones, one where they just use it like normal and one where they had like special routines and habits for trying to keep the battery health to be better. And they didn't really find a significant difference. So at the end of the day, I think battery health, don't obsess too much over it because it's not gonna be a huge deal, right? Just enjoy your phone for what it is. Maybe tweak some of the settings for better battery life, but don't be stressing and worrying about your battery health too much. But if you do want to prolong how long your iPhone's battery stays in peak condition, well, there are a couple things you can do. So on the newer iPhones, you can set a charge limit. So in the battery section, you can go to charging and then you can limit how much your iPhone's battery charges to. Because it's not as healthy for your phone's battery to be at 100% or 0%. Think of it like it's not healthy to be overstuffed when you're eating, but it's not healthy to be starving either, right? You want to kind of get in the middle. You want to be full, but not too full. So that's the 20-80 rule. You don't want to keep your phone below 20% for too long or above 80% for too long. So that's what this setting is for. You can set the charge limit to 80%. For me, I prefer to have a bit more battery, so I keep my charge limit at 95% instead. So this way my phone basically stops charging at 95%, and I like to think that it helps my battery health a little bit. Realistically speaking, it's probably not gonna do a whole lot, but might as well. Also, heat. Batteries hate heat. Try to use wired charging when possible because wireless charging generates a lot more heat. It's very inefficient. unless you have something like MagSafe and it's like a wireless charger that also has a fan with it. I have this MagSafe charging stand from ESR. It just blows cold air at the phone and it keeps the phone cool while it's charging. So I use that for my wireless charging. But if I had like a normal wireless charger, I probably wouldn't use it too much because it's gonna cause too much heat for my phone. But yeah, don't stress yourself out too much about battery health. At the end of the day, it's not that deep and it likely won't make a huge difference. Anyways, that's it for my iPhone battery tips video. Hopefully you found this helpful. And if you have any more iPhone battery saving tips, please let us know in the comments below. Again, Happy New Year. Sorry for not uploading in the past few weeks. I've just been busy. After this video, I'm hoping I'll be able to upload more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Be awesome and stay techie. Bye. But yeah, if you don't like using Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message, and Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. But other than that, like if you're at home, you probably shouldn't be using data, even though I am at home and I am using data. Because using your phone's location, because apps, trying to, and then scroll all the way down to display. No, wait.